Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what time it is? It is Monday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Magic. I want to give you an apology. Almost didn't make it this morning. Almost didn't make it. I'll tell you, I was outside jumping rope. I almost didn't make it. I want to see if I could put a little bit more light. This looks a little dark, so let me just put a little bit more light on this camera. I hope that helps a little bit. Looks like it didn't do much, but hopefully, right? Anyway, as I was saying, I almost didn't make it. I was outside jumping rope. I looked down at my watch. I was like, oh my God, what happened to Monday Morning Magic? But I was so happy that I knew where everything was at, that I could set it up. So my apologies. But I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. If you know anything about me, I hate being late. I like to be on time. And they say if you're on time, you're late. So a lot of times on Monday morning, I'm here at 7 o'clock, just watching the clock, making sure last minute things are in order so that I can be on time to go live at 7:30 a.m. in the morning. So, as you can see, I'm excited, I'm happy. Unlike last week I had some different feelings, but it's okay. I have a great topic for us today. And the topic is self care. How ironic is that? I just told you I was outside jumping rope and feeling really, really good about taking care of myself. And self care has always been an important factor in my life. I had a talk with someone recently, and we were talking about, the exercising, the reading, whether it's bubble baths or what have you, how important that is to mental health. But before I get into the full topic, let me just do a check in. Let me just back up. Let me slow down because, then the endorphins are going now, so I'm a little hyped. But anyway, Let's Get It Done has been postponed. The date will be determined. I will keep everybody abreast of what's happening. Some good news for me, we got extremely busy. I'm an entrepreneur and we've become extremely busy. I'll get into that. I'll come back to that, but I want to say happy belated Father's Day to everyone out there. Happy Father's Day. Those who are single parents, happy Father's Days. Those for those whose fathers are not present, a belated beloved, happy Father's Day. And I know for some of that be as expected. So I want to send hugs and unconditional love out for that. My Father's rest got a chance to kind of reflect on what I would like my summer to look like. And I'll get into that. So that's three things I want to get back into. So hope everybody's else weekend was okay. It's in the description both on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to catch me on YouTube, my YouTube channel is Coach B. Like, share, and leave a comment. I want to thank all my subscribers. I want to back and watch the analytics. What's actually happening? And I could tell that the videos are being watched. I really appreciate that. Some people may not be watching it when it actually happens in real time when we're live, but I do notice during the course of the week, there's some viewership. Greatly appreciative of that. And so, self care again is the topic. As I alluded to a few minutes ago, I was having a conversation with someone and we were talking about our health. And I grew up with people who were sickly. That's the terminology that they used back in the day. But I grew up with people who had some health problems, and most of it was self imposed health problems. And what do I mean by self imposed? It could have been from bad eating habits. Now, we can get into the sociology of it, but that's not what Monday Morning Magic is about. We could get into the politics of it, when we start talking about food deserts and different things like that. But for the most part, let me just say that there were opportunities for a better routine for self care. So, ever since I was younger, I always had a concern about what self care would look like for me. And I'll tell you two different stories about self care. So, some of you may know or may not know, I love exercising. I'm a petite person, and I'm getting accustomed to enjoying being petite. Petite. And when I was younger, I was ashamed and embarrassed about how small I was because I would often get teased for being little. And I would get looked over in certain events, like if they were playing basketball, handball, or something like that, they would be like, "You're a runt, you're skinny, you're small, you can't hang out, you can't do this, and you can't do that." And so, of course, I was young and people can be cruel. And I got a complex about being small, about being petite, as though I could change my height or change my stature. And so I had a hard time when I was younger, much, much younger, in accepting my body for what it was. As a person born the gender of female, if you didn't have a big butt, big hips, big, breasts, then you weren't seen as desirable. So from that end, from being petite, from being teased, I was like, oh man, this is not really going well for me. I just wasn't born into those attributes. And so what happened for me, and it didn't happen until much later in life, I started thinking about what is it that I like to do? What is it that I can do? And as I said, I'm athletic. I like to stay in shape. And I started realizing that I like to run. I like to play basketball. I'm not a great swimmer, but I swim a tiny bit. And I like weights. However, in that time growing up, if you did things like basketball, if you did things like weightlifting or wanted to do weightlifting, you were deemed as a tomboy, and that was something negative. So not only was I teased because I was petite and I was small, I didn't have, the physical attributes that most guys like in a woman. And man, the complex feeling self-conscious was really, really big. But the reason why I like running, I love the freedom. I love the expansion of just being able to move at slow speed, full speed, what have you. The weights, just having something hard and feeling strong and feeling invincible. So the weightlifting, yeah, that became, yeah, I really liked that. What I didn't like was how society, my parents, my communities, my friends, that they made it seem like it was so problematic. And I have to tell you that in high school, and I want to say early 80s, and I don't want to do any misinformation, but I remember going to my high school and they were creating a girls basketball team. And I fell in love with the experience. Now, I don't know if you know the women's basketball association, they don't get the support that they need. And I'm not going political because there's still some stereotypes and stigma in that. But women love playing basketball. And some women, let me not speak for everybody. Some women, they really like it. Anyway, I remember going to high school and they were just forming women basketball teams. And we had, this group come out of professional women basketball players, and my face just lit up. I was like, wow, that could be the thing for me. Like, I could actually fit into a group of women that love playing basketball, that love sports X, Y, and Z. Let me say that I was pretty good, but I wasn't an expert. End of story. But the idea of seeing women playing basketball and that society was beginning to open up to the aspect of women in sports, it gave me a sense of freedom. So from there, from high school, I continued to run every now and then. I continued to go to the gym every now and then. And self-care is not only about physical health, right? But it's also about medical health, intellectual health, spiritual health, and financial health. But I'm talking about the physicality of it right now because I just came from working out, so the endorphins is like woo woo woo. But anyway, so self-care has been an important part of my life since I was a kid. But for me, self-care was having fun, doing the things that I enjoy doing. Now, I can crochet. That's part of self-care because it's meditative. I can cook. That's meditative. I can create a healthy meal. That's meditative. I can have a neat and clean and tidy environment. That's self-care. Because I can remember as I got older, they said your environment is a reflection of how you feel about yourself on the inside or about what is going on in your life. So if your environment is untidy, unorganized, what have you, that might be an indicator of what's going on with you mentally and emotionally and spiritually. Is there clutter? Are there things that's unexpressed that need to be expressed? What's happening for you? What is going on? Right? So self-care has been important. So this is not a new topic for me. And what I do understand is that for some people, this is a hard topic. So I wanted to put the definition as I normally do. As you know, I don't want to go and say I know something that I don't know. So here's the definition, a definition of self-care. The practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. Now, would I like someone that's out there watching? Thank you. I appreciate the support. So again, the definition or a definition of self-care, the practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. Mm-mm-mm. What's funny about this definition is that it says to, well, there's four key words: practice, action, preserve, and improve. So when I look at this definition, it puts a smile on my face because it's telling me that self-care is a what? A practice of doing something that's going to preserve or improve my own health. I'm excited about that because it means that the ownership is up to me. It's not up to my family. It's not up to my significant other. It's not up to the universe, to the powers that be. But there's something that I have to be proactive in. I have to take an action in to preserve my health. And what I like about health, it doesn't stipulate whether it's spiritual health, financial health, mental health, emotional health. We can put it all in there so that we can be what? In alignment, right? That my emotions, my mental health, my spiritual health, my financial health, that they are in alignment. And I can tell you that if my mental health, I'm not talking about people who have a mental health disorder, I'm just talking about me not being present, me not being able to have clarity in my life, that makes me feel discombobulated. So I'm not feeling really healthy if I'm stretched mentally way too far. Now I need to be stretched sometimes beyond my level of accountability, but not so stretched out I can't think straight. I can't put two and two together. I can't follow the dots. I'm distracted. I'm overwhelmed. And I'm constantly living in that state. That's not good mental health. That that's not good mental health. I'm not talking about mental health disorders. I'm talking about obsession. I'm talking about worrying too much. I'm talking about procrastination and all the other stuff that happens that doesn't allow me to feel fulfilled or healthy in my life. So I started off talking about the physical, spiritually. What am I doing? For some people, spiritual and religion is one and the same. For other people, they are totally opposite. For me, spirituality is, what do I do to cultivate and stimulate my mind, my connection to the world, my connection to a higher power. So, a few things that I have going on in my life as it pertains to spirituality. I love to meditate. I love taking nature walks. I love gardening, something I just started a couple of years ago, which is really cool. I like a, pretty neat environment. I'm not pristine, but I'm neat and tidy. Mentally, I want to be focused and clear. Emotionally, I want to give myself a hug and say, I love you. And if things get a little overwhelming, I want to get grounded. Self care for me is an amazing thing. The more that I care for myself, and I'm not talking, let me be clear, I'm not talking about conceit or anything like that. I'm not talking about selfishness, nobody else matters but me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about having enough love, care, and respect for myself to take care of me. That even if I was in a relationship, there are certain things that I need to do for me. I still need to read. I still need to exercise. I still need to have a decent diet. I still need to drink water. I still need to plant. I still need to do those things for me, with or without someone. Now, I want to also put out there that I do understand that some people, for different reasons, have different limitations or different abilities. So I'm not even talking about that. And I felt grateful that that if those situations or circumstances arise in my life, that I would hope that I would have the mental fortitude, the emotional fortitude, and the spiritual fortitude to deal with different things if they arise in my life. But I've seen people who have had different qualities of life, different lifestyles, able differently, and they're smiling, laughing, joking, singing, traveling, and doing what they can do because they believe in self care. So the other thing I said I wanted to get back to was, so in the conversation with this person, I was saying, especially for us African American people, that we can actually, and I'm going to be careful because I don't want to get a strike from YouTube, right? That we can actually, I think I can say safely, no, our end day can be of natural causes. Our end day can be of natural causes. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier. I grew up with a lot of people whose end day was because of health problems. I can't say it no other way. I'm gonna be straightforward. Because of health problems. And I was saying to my person, to the person I was speaking with, that even with that, to a large degree, we have a choice in the matter. If it's something that has nothing to do with us, a genetic disposition, something external happens that we didn't create, we have a choice. And self-care is not a luxury, it's actually a spiritual and ethical responsibility to take care of ourselves. For me, my end date, I want it to be all natural, all natural. And for a large group of people, that is a reality. I don't want my end date to be because I wouldn't take the time to practice in action to preserve or improve my own health. And not that on the other side I can say anything about it. And I'm going to wrap this up. Not that I can say or do anything about it. But if I have a choice today about the quality of my life, for the longevity of it, for the quality of it, then I want to put into action, right? I want to be able to practice today something that's going to improve the quality of my life, that's going to preserve me. I I am a person of a certain age, and I could put in some mileage jogging. I can put in some time jumping rope. I can put in some time taking a leisurely walk. If I have hours to, thank you for the like, I really appreciate that, right? If I have 15 hours, 10 hours, 2 hours to binge watch something, I have time to practice, to preserve, to improve the quality of my life. That is my number one priority, because what the self-care includes: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and financial. That's the self-care for me. Listen, guys, it's been amazing being here today. And like I said, I almost didn't make it because I was out in the sunshine, jumping rope, and having a really, really good time. With that, I want to say, oh, you know what? I'm moving a little too fast. Let me do this. Let me do this. I'm moving a little too fast. Let me put the coaching question up there. In what area in your life can you practice and or improve your self-care routine? Are you making time? Are you setting time aside for that? What's the challenge for maintaining self-care routine? Right? And so what do I mean by that is sometimes we get good starts. We'll put 2 or 3 weeks together and then we'll fall off. 2 or 3 weeks together, we'll fall off for 3, 4, 5 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks together, 5, 6, 7 months, fall off. They call that starts and fit. So what's the challenge? And I can tell you from experience that I had a pattern of that as well. And what I learned is that when my life changes, that I have to do what? I have to If I get more responsibilities, like I was saying earlier, like so many things are going on that are wonderful for us. In terms, when I say us, I'm talking about hope, helping other people every day. My organization, things are getting better. That when things get busy, I have to modify my routine. So if I'm used to doing an hour of workout, maybe I got to cut it down to 15 minutes. People say, 15 minutes is not a good workout. No, it's maintenance because your body's already accustomed to working out. So the maintenance until I could get back to the other routine that I had. Modification is a key element in self care. Sometimes the modification might be increase, the modification might mean decrease. But whatever it is, modification has to be a part of the plan for self care. What we normally do, we go from one extreme to the other. We are either all in or all out. Modification keeps us grounded, it keeps us in the middle, it keeps us doing what? Practicing the routine. So, what's the challenge for maintaining self care routines? For me, I thought it was all or nothing. And then I learned slowly because I started looking at my pattern. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm putting this in, I'm putting this in, and then I dip out. And when I started realizing that, I'm saying, well, okay, what do I need to do? And modification was the key to self care because our day, our months, and our weeks aren't always the same. Sometimes I love working out in the morning, but if my morning gets really busy, I might have to do it in the afternoon. Take a look at your routine, see what you need to modify, right? And keep the routine in place. Just do modifications. This has been your Monday Morning Magic. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And again, I really appreciate all the viewership. And I'll see you guys next Monday. Thank you so much.